Well, hello, everyone. This is Rosalind Henderson. Happy Friday to you. Thank you for being here today, all you entrepreneurs who want to double your income. Thank you for being here. We have been talking about the imposter syndrome all month long, and we have a treat today. I've always wanted to interview a man in regards to the imposter syndrome. And today we have an opportunity. So let's go back to the definition of what the imposter syndrome is. And that basically is this very strong self-doubt about one's abilities, a strong self-doubt about one's abilities. And it affects all aspects of life, and especially in career. And so we have today Frederick Adams, who is a fabulous realtor. In fact, I think you are in the middle of work right now, Frederick. And we thank you for taking some time out to speak to us. So welcome. Uh-oh. Hope he's not freezing up. We had some.
Thank you. I actually thank you for the invite. I don't feel worthy of some of that imposter syndrome jumping in. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
So okay. Hopefully this works out. I'm sorry for the connection. So yeah, I'm Frederick Adams, a real area. Seem to be going in and out. I've been a realtor for about 10 years. A little bit about myself. I grew up in a single parent household. My mom raised three of us. Each of us had different fathers. So I grew up with abandonment issues, low self-esteem. I was not surrounded by strong male role models. I did not grow up with the positive reinforcement that is so needed in children to grow up with and to feel worthy of who they are and know their worth. So that the path less desired of drugs and alcohol, that continued to fuel my low self-esteem and self-confidence. I had none, obviously. So it wasn't until, and I'm going to tell you, Rosalind, I'm a man of God. So you may hear me reference that because that's what I believe in. That's what I know to have brought me where I am today. And I have to tell it because that's my obligation to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Oh gosh, I love that. I love that.
Message will fall onto ears that need to hear it.
So tell me in what ways, because what you're saying is that
I went to school. Can you hear me?
You're going in and out.
Hello? Yeah, I hate that. Okay, let's try it again.
This is some good info. Well, while Frederick is coming back on because he goes seriously in and out, let me just summarize what he just said. He talked about having a very low self-esteem, about his having no access to his dad and I guess other male role models, if I'm not mistaken, and that you went to drugs and alcohol as a way to kind of just get away from the pain. But of course, it caused more trouble than you could ever imagine. And you said that God was the answer to your very low self-esteem. Were there men in the church that were able to serve in time as a father figure for you? Or how did you heal that father wound, that gaping hole that really did form your sense of masculinity?
That's a very good question. And it wasn't until I got into counseling, drug and alcohol counseling, that I was able to identify where my anger stemmed from, where my pain stemmed from, where my low self-esteem and lack of confidence stemmed from. And it wasn't until I began to talk about that and evaluate that and analyze that, that's when the breakthrough started to happen. Besides also getting on my hands and knees and asking God to take my addiction away. Okay. That's what did it. I got on my hands and knees and said, I'm tired.
Yes. Coming to the end of our road.
this
Yeah.
yes, total madness. And so, yes, there were male role models who helped me, who knew my struggle once I started to get some time under my belt to change my mindset. That is the key to all of this, changing the mindset. And because you change, right? Well, there are some things, a few, and I'm sure Rosalind has quite a few, in regards to how to change the mindset, because the mind is a powerful thing. We have
Yes, it
God
is.
within us, so we have the power and the strength to do whatever we put our minds to. But if you don't grow up knowing that, you feel stuck, and you don't feel like there's an avenue of escape. It's, so you keep going down this rabbit hole. And so there were strong male role models in the church whom I found myself to kind of attach myself to, who were like male father figure models.
Yes.
I go back on the days when I was growing up in the church, which was beneficial to my upbringing. That was beneficial. So there was one particular role model. His name was Mr. Thomas, who was a Sunday school teacher, who took an interest in us, a loving interest in us. And so I fell back on that. So I went back home, right, so to speak. And
Yeah.
so then when I got into the church again and started becoming involved in it, and being in the choir, being president of the men's group, being on the board of directors for a school for K through sixth grade Black underprivileged boys. Um, it's just started the process, because this is a process. It's not something you snap your fingers and it just changes everything.
Absolutely.
From time to
Absolutely.
time we'll have this feeling of self-doubt. Okay, you back?
Yeah, you're going in and out again. I'm
Hello?
gonna summarize again. Can you hear
Okay.
me? I'm gonna summarize real quickly again to make sure
Yes.
people, because words are missing. But from what I'm gathering, you're saying that as you got involved in the church, and I'm going to also I also suspect that as you got involved into the practice of sobriety, and you probably went to your meetings, whether they were AA meetings or whatever support group
Yes.
meetings,
Yes.
that people came out, men came out as role models for you and began to heal some of those empty places. And then you started turning around and getting involved with youth, and sharing and
Yes.
showcasing what manhood was all about, and that healed you also. And you're saying that it's still a process, that you're still have some days where you're less sure than other days. Okay, so that's what I think I got. Correct?
Yes. That was good. Yes.
Now, let me ask you
Can you hear me?
this. Um, yes, I can. Let me ask you this, because as so hard for men. What you did was you got to the end of your rope and you screamed, "I'm at the end of my rope. I need help." And
Yes.
so many men suffer in silence. They suffer in
Yes.
silence with this sense of low self-esteem. And my question um, is is that unfortunately the key? Is the key that you have to get to the end of your rope before you're able to go into therapy, before you're able to say, "I need help"? Is that the what needs to happen?
Yes. More men absolutely need to reach out and get to just say, "Hey, I need some help. I can't do this by myself." Because men tend to hold things in, think they can do everything themselves. The fact of the matter is, we have all been raised on lies and untruths. And
Ooh,
we
yes.
really need to get into a group or a support mechanism, surround yourself with positive people who are for you, okay, who believe in you, and being around that will help you grow and elevate and have more belief in yourself. remember where I would lie about having a certain degree to get the job, and you didn't want to be found
Yeah.
out, and there's a lot of people that do that. There are a lot of people that do that, and I'm like, okay, I don't like living that way because it wears on you, right? It's like living a lie, and so I didn't like that, so I just had to come out and be my authentic self. This is who I am,
Yes.
and this
Mhm.
is and this is who, because there's nobody else is for success. That's not a recipe for success. So be your authentic self, embrace your authentic self. Just like
Mhm.
there was a time I didn't like telling people about my drug and alcohol past. It is what it is. It has brought me to where I am now. Um,
Yes.
I can honestly say, and this is not to impress all, that it's not how you start, it's where you end up. Right now, me and my wife, we
Mhm.
have multiple properties. We have money, and we are invested in stocks. We are philanthropists. We give to organizations. We give of ourselves, of our time. Um, and so I thank God for where He has brought me from. And I use that to tell others. And
Love it.
I've
You're
been
going out again.
touch one, and I am. Are
You're
we
going
back?
out again. Yes. I'm going to have you on another time where we can do this uninterrupted. But what I do hear you
Yes.
saying is, yeah, what I do hear you saying is that there's a testimony here that as you grapple and pull out those lies that you grew up with, which I totally agree with you, because some of us we've grown up on lies and truly believe it's true. We absolutely believe it. But as we grow out of that on the other end of that is just fruit, just gigantic fruit. Here you turned your life around 360.
Yes.
You said a
Yes.
number of houses, I think you said, and you have stocks, and you're able
Yes.
to give back to the community. And this is a testimony. Um,
Yes.
so for just the last word, I'm going to ask you to give a last word for anyone, especially if they're male, struggling with the imposter syndrome. You said, number one, to go ahead and struggle to find your authentic self. What's the next or the last piece of advice would you give to particularly a man who is sitting in silence? Really, he's blown a number of relationships. Maybe he's into some kind of addictive something, trying to quiet the pain. What would you tell him?
I would tell him to reach out to me if you need to. We can chat, but no judgment. Find someone that you can talk to, another man who has been through some things, who has no judgment on where you've been and what you've done. And so that release that. You have to release that. And it's not until you release that will you be able to grow and progress to the growth and be the king that you are meant to be. Continue
Yes,
to visualize the success that you want for your life, for your family. Continue to visualize that. Whatever you don't know, find it. We in the age of technology. Your cell phone is an encyclopedia. Use it. Get the education that you need. There are many self-taught millionaires in the world, so a degree doesn't dictate who you are, right?
yes,
Um, so I mean, I love the people who have it. I love it. In fact, I surround myself with those people because that's what I do. I
yes,
find the
yes.
people, I find the people who know the things that I don't, and we work together. This is a collaborative effort. This
Love it.
mankind, humankind thing is a collaborative thing. We're not meant to do this on our own. We are meant to surround ourselves with love from one another and fellowship with one another to expand and grow together. That's what it's all about.
Oh, I love the message. I love the message. That's definitely one thing that I do teach and practice in my own business is that success is about community. You can't have success in isolation. Doesn't happen, you know? So that shame and all of that fearing that people are going to drop all that and come take a chance with people who have been through it too, and can understand and they have no judgment. They just want to love on you and be a support.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I want to thank you, Frederick, for being here.
You're
I know
welcome.
that
Thank you for having me.
I've come and, you know, just kind of disrupted your day. But we're going to come back on again because I can tell, Frederick, you got more to say. So I'm gonna have to bring you back on. You got a lot to say. You got a lot to say.
I think I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, I was like, when you asked me to do it, I'm like, oh, I gotta talk live and talk. I don't like doing that. I don't like video. But you know what? If you're not feeling uncomfortable with something that you're doing, so
right.
you don't want to keep doing the same thing. You're comfortable.
You want to stretch out. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right.
Yes.
And next time we'll have
wings.
We'll have a better connection because, you know, we want to hear every word that drops from your mouth. All right. So thank you, Frederick, again for being here. I want to thank you, audience, for listening to our interview. I am absolutely sure you got some tidbits that you can run with from the powerful Frederick Adams. Until next time, everybody. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye for now.
Bye, everyone.